This question is going to be a giant mess. It is so important to stay organized. So we have to make ratios, but the ratios are going to get messy very, very fast. My advice when you get unit conversion is start with something kind of simple. Usually it's what the question is asking. So in this case, they want the number of days it will take for the comet to reach the sun. So I would start with something really simple. X days over, well, how far away is the sun? The sun from this comet is 3.2 times 10 to the 8th kilometers. 3.2 times 10 to the 8th kilometers. Notice I'm writing the units. That is the most important thing. You have to write them down because now we're going to create other ratios that use these units and eliminate the ones we don't want. So what I might do here is just kind of look for another ratio in the question that involves either days or kilometers. Well, the speed is in the middle of the question, but that doesn't involve either of those units, so I'm instead going to use the unit at the conversion at the end, kilometers to meters. So 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters. So what I'm doing is I'm lining it up so that on opposite sides of the equals, I have at least one of the units the same. So kilometers on the bottom, that's really awesome. But I don't want meters on the top. I want days on the top. So I've got to slowly work my way towards that. So that's going to require some extra steps here. So now we can bring the speed into it. So how do we get rid of meters? We need a meters on the bottom to cancel out the meters on the top. Remember how fractions work when we reduce them. If the same thing is on the top and the bottom, they cancel out. We're doing the same thing here with units. So 1.2 times 10 to the 4th meters per 1 second. So that's awesome because it gets rid of meters, but now I've got another problem. I don't want seconds, I want days. So I've got to slowly work my way there. Now these other units are not in the question, but hopefully you know that there are 60 seconds in 1 minute. And watch how big this is going to get. There is 60 minutes in 1 hour. There are 24 hours in 1 day, and now look, what do we have? We've gotten rid of seconds, we've gotten rid of minutes, we've gotten rid of hours, and we have days on the top, days on the top. That is why we show our work, because we'll know when we've done all the correct work, because all the correct units will be in the right places, and all of the bad units will cancel out. Now this is just a matter of multiplying fractions, which is the easiest thing that we can do with fractions. So I would keep the left side the same, 3.2 times 10 to the 8th kilometers, and we multiply across all the tops. And I'm just going to skip that part and tell you that it is 1,000 days. And we multiply across all the bottoms, and I'm going to skip that part and tell you it is 1.0368 times 10 to the 9th kilometers. And now we can see much more clearly that our ratio is correct, and we just solve for x. And so what you could do is you could then just do this division problem right here, right? This is a fraction, but it's just a division problem, and that would resolve to 9.645 times 10 to the negative 7. And so x days over 3.2 times 10 to the 8th kilometers. And how do we get x by itself? Well, we are going to multiply both sides by 3.2 times 10 to the 8th kilometers, and that's going to cancel it out here, and it's going to give me a much better number over here. And to skip all of the calculating, we are going to get roughly 308 days, and that is close to 300. So there is our answer. It's a lot of work. It's easy to lose track of it. Stay organized. Let the calculator do the arithmetic. But if you write out all your steps, much less of a chance that the calculator loses a number or messes up some step in the process. It's all about being organized.